Hi, I'm Scott Brooks of Vintage Acton, local historian for Acton and surrounding area, and in today's video I'll be telling you about the significance and importance of local newspapers when it comes to historical research, and as a special treat we'll even be going over the first edition of the Acton Free Press from all the way back on July 2nd, 1875, which was exactly 150 years ago. So this is an old document, all right. Now, of course, newspapers of the past are regarded as important archival material and valuable when it comes to research, because without them, we would have no idea of exactly what was going on at a particular point in time. And thankfully, such examples of the Acton Free Press's first edition has been preserved. So that way, we actually know what is going on. Now, as you can see, this is a big broadleaf sheet format, which was common for newspapers at that time, which allowed for at least 8 columns, 8 wide columns on each page. And this particular paper was printed on 4 pages, which is just one sheet folded over. And the publisher of the first edition of the Acton Free Press was an ambitious entrepreneur by the name of J.H. Hacking. Now, his mission was to bring a newspaper to Acton, and he successfully did, as we can see here. Prior to Acton having its own newspaper, Acton's affairs were actually documented and reported on through neighboring newspapers and other communities, such as the newspapers from Georgetown, Milton, and even Guelph. Now, what's interesting to note here is that you can kind of see all the smudging all along the edges of the first paper, and that is because it was done on a mechanical press long before the days of digital laser printing. So the text isn't as clear as it could be, but that was considered high quality back then. Now, one thing I would like to note, up at the corner here, we see $1 for a subscription, $1 for 1 year. That was quite the sum of money back then, especially when considering the typical person only worked for $1 a day. So to subscribe for a whole year for $1 was quite a bargain. Now, as I'd mentioned, the free press allowed for us to find out what was going on in the community at that time. And of course, as we can see, or rather I can see, the text is rather small, but we can see that a lot of happenings were going on within the previous month before this paper was published, such as a new Methodist church was being built in Acton, the Masonic Lodge held their regular meetings, and we also see that the Acton Plow Company had started up here in Acton, making plows for farmers. And there was even some unfortunate news, such as an accidental drowning in Acton at that time. Now, apart from news, we also see large advertisements in the Acton Free Press. And of course, the main reason, besides reporting on local happenings, was also for advertising of local businesses. And as we can see here at the very top, we see that Christie Henderson & Co., a major store here in Acton at one time, had a sale of $20,000 worth of merchandise. They're looking to clear it through their grand clearing sale of dry goods, millinery, mantles, boots, and even probably the kitchen sink. So a lot going on there. And we also see other examples of advertisements of stores of Acton that no longer exist and have since been lost to time, but thankfully we do know what it had existed then, thanks to the printing of this Acton Free Press. Now, of course, for more information and to view the full edition of the Acton Free Press, along with other newspapers of the local area, you can view them on the Halton Hills Public Library Newspaper Archives website. Thank you.